Donald Trump. He does not like protesters at his events, and he has some pointed comments about what he thinks should be done with those protesters. Let's see what he has to say.
Look, see, he's smiling. See, he's having a good time. I love the old days, you know? You know what I hate? There's a guy totally disruptive, throwing punches. We're not allowed to punch back anymore. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. That's true. Honestly, I hate to see that. Here's a guy throwing punches, nasty as hell, screaming and everything else when we're talking. And he's walking out, and we're not allowed, you know, the guards are very gentle with him. He's walking out like big high fives, smiling, laughing. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Well, say one thing for Donald Trump. He is a big talker when it comes to punching people in the face, theoretically. When it comes to actually doing it, he's probably becoming a coward. But I think the answer here is that, or what the bottom line is for Trump, violence is always the answer. That's an important note. And I should also add that we have a number of people have been kicked out of Trump rallies in recent months. In November, one guy got kicked and shoved as he was removed from a rally. And in October, another protester was dragged out of a Trump event and was kicked by another rally attendee. I'm surprised Trump didn't say anything about maybe using German shepherds or fire hoses on these guys, like the real good old days.
The real good old days when you just drag them out and lynch them.
Yeah.
The real good old days.
I mean,
for Trump.
in a stretcher, that's too much, I would say.
Yeah, Trump loves to incite violence. I don't think he even wants to do it himself. He doesn't want to get his hands dirty.
Oh, dude, he definitely
doesn't want to get his
do it
face
himself.
punched. Yeah, he's not going to do it himself, but he loves to invite and incite others to engage in violence on his behalf.
Well, in all fairness, he does want to be the president of the United States, and that's all about inciting other people to violence. But look, it's scary. I mean, because a lot of people think, yeah, just like the good old days, back when we were tough. We were never that tough. The tough people beating everybody up 30 and 40 years ago were armed police beating up innocent people. I mean,
they were the bad guys.
If you really want to go back to like that time when people come into a place like that and go out on stretchers, that was like the 1968 Democratic Convention when you had a police riot beating up all the young people in Chicago. Didn't go over that well with the American people. And it doesn't go over really in any civilized country. But imagine if this guy were president of the United States and he didn't get his way on something. And he'd be on there, on camera, inciting people to violence. It's unbelievable.
Well, it also ties into what I don't know if it was the last one, but a recent GOP debate when they were talking about torture. And he said, not only would I bring back waterboarding, but I'd bring back a lot worse. And it's, he's possibly going to be president of the United States. And this visceral, I mean, he's tapping into something visceral that people want other people to be punished for whatever they feel aggrieved about, and they can focus their anger and hatred on this one protester. Yes, get him, it's his fault. And whoever's at Guantanamo, waterboard him, torture him. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's not going to solve your problems, people. No, Donald Trump is not the solution to any problem.
And people try it all the time.
It's never
in
worked.
Human history.
Yeah.
It's what always happens right before you have massive political repression
you feel better
and maybe a war.
At that moment because you're getting your frustrations out, but it doesn't make it any better for you going forward, you know? And he has, you're right, he's totally tapped into the ugliest, most, just the worst tendencies of humanity, to just hate people who look different, who act a little bit different, blame them for everything, scapegoat, and just, physically beat down.
But relating to an earlier story we did, it's so curious that he has so much support among like white supremacists and the same people you imagine who are
not that curious.
No, but in the sense that he's also advocating for a massive increase of the police state to go door to door and check. I mean, that's the kind of thing they're afraid of.
No,
right?
it never has been the kind of thing they're afraid of.
They think that'll happen to other people.
Yeah, but they want that to happen so that they can fight back. Actually, that's their fantasy.
No, their fantasy is that they get the phone call from President Trump.
Oh, to join.
Hey, listen, Billy Bob, we're going to need some people to go door to door and kick people's houses in, and we're going to mine the border while we're at it. I mean, they would sign up for that in a heartbeat.
It's a jobs program for him.
It's a jobs program.
He did say he's going to be the greatest
for
jobs president of all time.
And victimizers, just like it is it was in, the JNA as the former Yugoslavia started to melt down, or it did for brown shirts in Germany, I mean, in the 1930s. These are the kind of people that you build a violent movement with, people who want to punish others.
He is a very charismatic bully. He's very good at it. There's a cruel streak in him, and he sees someone's weakness, and he's excellent at exploiting it. I mean, look what he did to Jeb Bush. He just humiliates him.
Yeah, but dude, Jeb Bush
time
was a
and time
fucking
again.
pussy. I mean, I hate to say that word, but a lot of it is because most of the modern politicians we have in both parties get where they are by not being too in your face and too controversial. And he says stuff just off the top of his head that like hits the id, hits what people feel. And nobody really has the guts to come back and say, bring it, motherfucker. Right now, take your best shot.
That really is the next step for Republican debates, though. I mean,
Bring it, motherfucker.
Like,
Absolutely it is.
You think, I mean, Ted Cruz is so desperate. You think he'll take a swing at Trump to...
No, I think they're going to actually start bringing their guns. And they're going to bring like a regular gun at first, and then they'll get progressively larger to show how manly they are, how much they love the Second Amendment.
And then Obama's going to come and take them away.
As weak as I think Trump is, I don't really see Rubio as being a fighter.
No, he's too pretty.
Like a fight between the two of them, incredibly entertaining to watch.
I would love that. That should be the new reality show, all the Republican candidates physically fighting each other.